Oh, hello. Welcome back to New York City. It is episode number 3 and it is fight day. We are off to Madison Square Garden tonight for Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, number 3, and a stacked undercard as well, all female fights, so it should be a big day. Now I'm just about to head up to get something to eat in a very special place. I'm going to jump on the subway, but yeah, we're going to have breakfast, lunch, brunch, whatever you might want to call it, as I said, at a very special restaurant slash diner that I'm sure you'll recognise. So I think the train's a couple of streets up, I think, so we'll jump on it, see how we go. Yesterday I did it without any drama, so let's hope today is the same. And I think if we get a chance as well, I'm actually going to head up to Central Park as well, because I think the diner we're going to is right next to Central Park, so we'll make our way back through there and see what's happening there. So great to have you along. Let's get into episode number 3. That was not a bad ride actually. We've covered about 70 blocks, about a 20-minute train ride, so relatively painless. This has got a different feel about it. Where I am, this is the Upper West Side, so I'm not sure whether it's more sort of upper class or I don't know, but it's got a different feel, a more sort of quieter feel to it, more like a it is an outer suburb, I suppose, out of the hustle and bustle, but just a little bit more laid back. So head up there and get something to eat, and as I said, I'm sure you'll recognise this place. And there it is, Tom's Restaurant / Monk's Cafe. Of course, popular known for Seinfeld. And now, just to warn, we're going to go inside. I doubt I'll get any footage from in there, but I don't want to interrupt people eating, of course, as I'm filming them on the sidewalk here eating. But anyway, just a bit of a warning that it's not the same as the show, okay? Just a pre-warning. Well, that was really good. Of course, nothing like, as I said, the actual series, but as you saw there, it's still a working diner. I've got to say, I wasn't that impressed with the food, I'm being honest. I got a sandwich and coffee. The few fries with it. Fries were a bit cold and the food wasn't overly great. But anyway, it wasn't about the food, was it? It was about the experience. So it was really good. Lots of people in there, obviously like me, you just wanted to see it, but I was surprised that actually, I thought when I went in there it'd be packed and you wouldn't even be able to get in there, but it was just a normal sort of diner. Not a lot of memorabilia up there either. There's a few things in there, a few bits and pieces, but nothing like I would have thought they would have really tried to cash in on the whole show and put in a lot of stuff. But yeah, it was very, very a small amount anyway. So I think the owners, I'm not sure whether they've been there that long. They were immigrants, which is no drama, of course, but I don't think they really grasp what they've got on their hands and what they could probably do with it. But anyway, it was good just to go in there anyway. But now I'm about to hit about to hit Central Park. I'm right on the top end of it, and I'm going to work my way back a little bit anyway. I might have to get a train sort of a little bit of the way because I'm a long way from home, but we'll see how we go and see what's happening in Central Park. Now this is in the far upper west corner of Central Park. This is where it starts, and a little bit of feedback about the park. It is 843 acres. Yes, 843 acres. 2.5 miles from the north to the south. That is 4 kilometres. That's how long this park is, to give you an idea of how big this place is. Amazing. And I'm going to give it a bit of a crack today. The odds are I will walk it, but we'll see how we go. It's a beautiful day, good day for a walk. Maybe I'll steal one of these guys' bikes or something, but we'll give it a crack. How good is this? Baseball fields or softball fields. People running, jogging, cycling. This here is Belvedere Castle, or Castle, depends on where you're from. This here is the Bethesda Fountain. Hope I pronounced that right. And behind that is the Bethesda Terrace. Now, you wouldn't know this, but down there is usually the ice rink. Obviously playing, is it pickleball or whatever they call it? Mini tennis, I don't know. But I've actually skated on that a couple of times back in the day with the kids. And lots of movies have been filmed here as well. Hard to believe that there's normally ice out there. Now this here might look familiar to moviegoers out there, especially if you've seen the movie Wall Street. This is where Charlie Sheen, aka Bud Fox, and Michael Douglas, aka Gordon Gekko, meet in the middle. And Gordon Gekko gives Charlie Sheen one to go on with for being a snitch and betraying him. So a little bit different back in the day. It was a little bit more wet and overcast, but I like today, which is absolutely beautiful. And from this to this. We are back in civilization. We'll make our way back to 37th Street. We're currently on 59th Street, so 22 streets, but come this far, may as well keep going, I reckon. Alright, let's just say that I've got my steps in for today. I'm just back at the hotel now, and as usual you can hear sirens around here. But I'm going to actually have a rest for an hour or so and then head up to the arena. But definitely a big day so far. Alright, this is it. There is Madison Square Garden. Just on cue comes the fight poster. And just about to head in there. I think the first fight started at 5. It's about 20 past at the moment, so there's still plenty of fights to watch.
Hey, Amanda, good to see you guys. I'm sitting here in this subway car with the two of you, two legends, and I can't help but think of how far this rivalry, the two of you have come.
Alright, we're into the third fight, Chantel Cameron. Looks like she's going to win this one. Nix is up next. And I didn't see the first fight, but the second fight, I thought the English/Somalian girl might have been a bit lucky. But it is what it is. She's an MVP fighter. But so far, yeah, good crowd. It's a little bit cold in here though. It's freezing. I hope it's not like that all night, but so far good. Small crowd so far, but I'm sure once the main card starts, it'll start to fill up. But all good so far, and looking forward to a big night of fights.
We don't have a drinking problem over here. We just have a little stick.
Alright, 4 fights down, 4 to go, and we have a new undisputed 118-pound champion out of Australia, Nix Johnson. Fantastic performance. Yeah, it was just a great effort from her, and well deserved. Did exactly what she needed to do, and she's now taking 4 belts home to Australia. So congratulations to her. So as I said, 4 fights down, 4 to go. I'm not quite sure who's next, but the crowd is building, and looking forward to the big main event. Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor at number 3.
And now the unified WBC, WBO, IBF, and Ring Magazine Super Bantamweight Champion of the World,
story going into this.
Alright, so I'm actually now back in my hotel room. I was going to do a bit of a walking sort of review, or a quick review after the fight, walking back, but my phone ran out of charge, and went out with my old mate Eddie Montalvo, and I'm going to have him on my video tomorrow. He's one of, well, not one of, he was Hector Macho Camacho's best friend growing up. He's going to take me out to Spanish Harlem, to where they grew up, so look out for that tomorrow. But I had a coffee with him tonight, his lovely wife Jackie, and that's currently 3 o'clock in the morning. So that's been my night. That's why it's a little bit late, and I haven't had a chance to do the video earlier. But so the fight itself, look, it was not as exciting as obviously the first two. I thought Katie Taylor, I think, was a deserved winner. But look, I said earlier, it's really hard, or I find it hard anyway, to get a really good gauge of who's winning when I'm watching a fight live at the venue, unless it's really one-sided. And I was a little bit up. You've probably seen by the videos, I had to zoom in a little bit, and sort of hard to get a gauge of the distance that Katie was keeping, and the punches that Serrano was trying to get in and throw. And I just don't think she was busy enough. Again, I haven't seen any highlights. I've seen nothing. So just my first reaction was, I thought it was close-ish, but I thought that maybe Katie Taylor might have just got it. Could have even been a draw. That was my first impression. I just thought Katie Taylor, I don't think, was overly busy. But then again, Amanda Serrano just pretty much refused to let her hands go. I just couldn't believe after the first two fights that she wouldn't really put it on the line. And I think that's what she'll be disappointed about afterwards. But look, Katie Taylor, I think, just fought the fight she had to fight. She, the first two fights, Amanda really closed the distance really well. That really put the pressure on Katie Taylor, who lost a lot of composure, I think, in those fights, and hence why she started to get a bit flustered and lead with her head and elbows and arms and whatever it was else she could lead with. But this time, it just looked like Amanda Serrano boxed cautiously, casually almost, and Katie Taylor didn't really need to go with her. She just outboxed her from a comfortable distance and just won on point. So look, as I said, I thought it might have been a draw, but if I was going to give it to either one of them, it would have been Katie Taylor by 6 rounds to 4 or whatever it was. And I think, what were the scores? 5-5 on one of them, and I think the other two were 7-3, which I think was maybe a little bit one-sided. But again, I haven't seen the replay or any highlights or anything. But I'll tell you one thing about the show: Most Valuable Promotions, MVP. Hats off to what they did. Now, all the flack that Jake Paul gets. Now, Jake, you didn't have to be in the ring after every single fight to get stand behind them. I get it. They're all, well, a lot of them are world title fights, I suppose. But all that aside, look, I think the show itself was magnificent. Look, a couple of fights were neither here nor there, I thought. Savannah Marshall and the Baumgarten, the fights were, I didn't think were overly... Actually, it wasn't... Savannah Marshall lost, didn't she, to... what was her name? Sorry, her name escapes me, but she lost. But that fight was not overly exciting. As I said, I didn't really think much of the Baumgarten, the fight. But the main event, the whole card, not picking out single fights, the whole card itself was... as a whole, in general, was really good, especially Neek's getting the win as well, obviously from Australian point of view. But I tell you what, the production and just the lights and just everything about the production, I suppose it's probably hard to pinpoint one, but the whole thing in there was just an unbelievable atmosphere. I don't know what it was like coming through the screens, excuse me, but the atmosphere was electric. And the thing is, this was an all-female card, but I've been to so many big fights over the years, and I tell you, this was just as good atmosphere-wise as any fight I've ever been to, ever. Be in Australia or overseas, and I've been to plenty. It was electric. It really was. The place was packed. They did say it was a sellout. It wasn't a sellout. There were some empty seats I saw around the place, but it didn't matter. You wouldn't know it because the crowd was just buzzing. And when the two girls actually came into the ring, it was just just the lights and everyone cheering and singing. It was really going off in there. The pity was that it didn't translate into the fight, unfortunately. Although you would have seen afterwards the people yelling, dancing all out in the what is it, the alleyways, whatever it is, outside the arena. But I never thought that I would see such a massive crowd for an all-female fight, and not just the crowd. As I said, the atmosphere, but also you've seen the song there. There used to be for Ricky Hatton. There's only one Ricky Hatton they were singing. There's only one Katie Taylor. Men and women, these are all the same. Like, especially the guys. These are all like those boxing fans you get to a Conor McGregor fight or a Ricky Hatton fight or whatever. A lot of Irish is what I'm getting at. Irish everywhere, but men, women, children, whatever, all dressed up in the Irish gear, all dancing and singing and just going off afterwards. And that's something I never thought I would see. Respectfully, at a female fight. And to think that so many people have flown over from Ireland for this event. I know they probably would have had a few here for the soccer and all that sort of stuff, but the fact that the crowd was not just here, but the atmosphere they created and the way they celebrated afterwards, it was pretty crazy. It probably goes to show how far women's boxing has come over the journey. So it was a special night. As I said, the fight itself didn't really reach any heights, but who cares? It was a magnificent night, and I'm sure Jake Paul, as I said, love him or hate him for what he has done for female boxing. Unbelievable, it really is. And someone that's actually taken it, not just giving them the token spots on undercards and little shows here or there, to put an all-female fight on at Madison Square Garden and pack the joint out and put it on Netflix in front of millions of people. Never thought I'd say this, but Jake Paul, hats off. Did a great job. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I'm going to try and finish some things up here and maybe try and get some sleep. I've got to be up early in the morning to go on this tour with Eddie out into the suburbs of East Harlem. So that should be good. But I hope you enjoyed the day, episode 3. Can't wait to see you along tomorrow on episode 4.